Hello, what's up guys? I'm Tony. Welcome to Learn from Zero. Everything is just about energy and vibration. Last episode, we have gone through the most common consensus in quantum mechanics. Before we started today's video, let's take a brief survey. Don't worry, we've just got one question. The question is, how well do you think you know the world? You're probably saying maybe about 50-50, right? James Peebles, a cosmologist who won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 2019, has gave us a tentative but unfortunate answer. He said 96% of the universe are made up of dark matters and dark energy, which is still an uncharted territory for mankind, and what we have discovered is only 4% at this time. In other words, not even 1 out of 10. So how do we solve the mysteries of the universe? Is there really no answer? The name never heard before, but in recent years he has been called the man closest to God. Physicist Nicola Tesla once said that if you want to know the truth about the origin of the universe, you have to start by thinking about energy frequencies and resonances. As early as a century ago, Nikola Tesla had already suggested that there is an intricate relationship between energy, frequency, resonance, and the universe. So let's talk about what resonance is today. Resonance is defined as the phenomenon where two objects with the same frequency of vibration cause the other to resonate with the same frequency of vibration. Our initial understanding of resonance may be derived from a historical story in the early 19th century when Napoleon invaded Spain. There was a group of majestic and sturdy French soldiers marched in unison to go across a bridge under the order of their commander in Angers, France. When they were about to reach the middle of the bridge suddenly vibrated violently and then collapsed. At that time, 256 officers and onlookers on the bridge fell into the river and caused casualties. After investigation, surprisingly, it turned out that the main culprit of this tragedy was actually the resonance of the bridge made by the soldiers. Coincidentally, the frequency of the bridge matched the frequency of the march, thus strengthening the vibration of the bridge. When the amplitude of the vibration reached the maximum limit of the bridge, or even exceeded its compressive strength, the bridge then collapsed and fell apart. Since they have learned from this painful lesson and getting to realize the cause of the bridge breakage, the army has been required to cross the bridge not in unison, but in an irregular steps to avoid resonance and also to avoid tragedy. After noticing the power of resonance can actually destroy a bridge, you may still say, not surprising. But what if I say it can destroy a village? Not a village of a few homes. It's a global village where you and I are living in. Nikola Tesla once claimed that he could crush the entire earth with just a little vibration. The famous Tesla effect was named after him. Nikola Tesla has conducted an experiment with a deep well. He installed steel pipes inside the well and then sealed it. Then he tried to input different frequencies into the well. He found that at a certain frequency, it would cause the ground to vibrate strongly and cause the surrounding houses to collapse. But don't worry, the inner structure of the Earth is very complicated. So far, no human has the ability to crush a planet. But if an input of a little energy is resonated, it can become a huge output, so we know the power of resonance. You may have seen or heard of an experiment where a room is filled with tuning forks of different pitches. When we strike a tuning fork in our hand, the fork with the same frequency with the one on our hand will emit a buzzing sound. This is what we call resonance of sound. The tuning forks can resonance when they are subjected to the same vibrations. In fact, resonance is the basic principle of reception that can also be applied to the connection between consciousness and matter. What we mean by not in the same channel is that we can't meet the world that's different from ours. Oh, which channel we are in will attract the world with the same frequency, from time and space to the people and encounters around you. And things happened around or even happened on you. All of these are because our own frequency matches each other's, like birds of a feather flock together. Based on resonance, we have done some outdoor energy experiments a few years ago. In one experiment, we put 2 plates of shrimps in the countryside. For a few hours, under 30 degrees and putting there for that long, those shrimps should have been stank to high heaven. Flies and mosquitoes would flew all over the place. Well, let's see the results of the experiment. What's the difference between these two? It's not because one pot smells better that the insects don't come to visit another. In fact, we did a little bit of adjustment on one plate to slightly change the energy field near it. Having a change in the energy field is like hanging a sign warning the insects, "Don't you dare to come over here." We all know that every human being and every animal has their own frequency. And the frequencies that they can receive are different. And more importantly, these frequencies can be altered by resonance. In the 1930s, an American physicist, Royal Rife, discovered that every existing object, including bacteria and viruses, has its own intrinsic frequencies. Physicists discovered that every atom has its own frequency of motion, and human body is formed by about 7 times 10 to the power of 27 atoms. These atoms have made up more than 75 trillion cells, so every cells of us in our body also have their own frequency vibrating. In fact, different parts of our body, such as bone, organs, tissues, and circulatory systems, have their own specific frequencies. Generally speaking, the cells of the human body have an inherent frequency of between 3 to 17 Hz. Jonathan Goldman, an international master of sound healing, once said that our bodies are like an alternative orchestra. Each organ are just like different instruments, being responsible for a unique part, and eventually work together to play the symphony. When we are in a state of balance and harmony, the body's frequency is vibrating at a normal level, which means we are healthy, but if one of the organs is out of tune, the whole song will sound strange due to the dissonance. So how do we tune it back? What can we do? Let's say that violin, guitar can be adjusted manually by twisting the pegs if it is off key, but how can we adjust the organ? Do you remember the resonance? Since everything in the world, even you and I, are in a relationship of energy, frequency, and resonance, then we should use this way of communication to adjust our own frequency, isn't it? But how? How to resonate? Well, this is another topic. We'll continue in the next episode. Remember to subscribe, like, and share this video out. Bye-bye.